Hi, I am Tarun Kumar and I am from First BTech. Now I am here to explain you about dimensional data reduction using PCA, which is nothing but principal component analysis.
Let's start. Before learning about dimensional data reduction, let us know what is machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but a field of study which allows computers to learn like humans. Okay, what is predictive modeling? Predictive modeling is a probabilistic process that allows us to forecast outcomes on the basis of some predictors. These predictors are basically features that come into play when deciding the final result, that is, the outcome of the model. Let us know what is dimensional reduction. In machine learning classification problems, there are often too many factors on the basis of which the final classification is done. These factors are basically variables called features. The higher the number of features, the harder it gets to visualize the training set and then work on it. Sometimes most of these features are correlated and hence redundant. This is where dimensional reduction algorithms come into play. Dimensional reduction is the process of reducing the number of random variables under consideration by training a set of principal variables. It can be divided into feature selection and feature extractions. Hence we can say that dimensional reduction is classified into two types: feature selection and feature extraction. Okay, here we can see a picture which describes about the cylinders comes transferred into the parallel lines. That is, the dimensions of the cylinders is reduced to the parallel lines onto a 2D shape. By this we can say that dimensional reduction is used to transfer the transfer the dimensions into smaller size. Okay, as we know, there are two types of dimensional reduction. One is feature selection and feature extraction. In feature selection, we try to find a subset of original set of variables or features to get a smaller subset, which can be used to model the problem. It consists of three ways. They are filtering, wrapper and embedded. And the other one is feature extraction. This reduces the data in high dimensional space to a lower dimensional space, that is, a space with lesser number of dimensions. Now let us know about methods of dimensional reduction. There are three methods used to determine the dimensional reduction. One is principal component analysis, and the other is discriminant analysis, and the another one is generalized discriminant analysis, PCA, GLDA and GDA. Dimensional reduction may be both linear or non-linear depending upon the method used. The prime linear method is nothing but principal component analysis. Let us know what is meant by principal component analysis. This method was introduced by Carl Pelson. It works on the condition that while the data in the higher dimension space is mapped to a data in a lower dimensional space, the variance of the data is lower dimension space should be maximum. Okay, here you can see the cylinder that comes under the two eigenvalues vectors, which determines the principal component analysis method. Okay, PCA involves the following steps to determine the dimensional reduction. Construct the covariance matrix of the data. That means we have to first create a matrix by the using of covariance method, and later compute the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matter, which is the second step and the third step. Later we left the lesser number of eigenvectors, and there might have been some data loss in the process, but the most important variances should be retained by the remaining eigenvectors. Let us know what advantages of dimensional reduction. It helps in data compression and hence reduces the storage space. It reduces computation time. It also removes redundant features if any. Disadvantages of dimensional reduction. It may lead to some amount of data loss. PCA tends to linear correlation between variables, which is sometimes undesirable. PCA fails in cases where mean and covariance are not enough to determine data sets. We may not know how many principal components to keep in practice. Some thumb rules are applied. Thank you.
Hi, hello, namaste, vanakkam. This is Ganesh from First BTech ACE, Vishnu Institute of Technology. Today we can learn dimensionality reduction using PCA. PCA is nothing but principal component analysis. Let's start. In this topic, we can discuss these concepts. Why PCA? Assume you are given a very high dimensional dataset like MNIST dataset where there are 784 dimensions. What if I say visualize this data? Of course, we humans can't visualize more than 3 dimensions. This is where PCA comes into play. Apart from visualization, there are other uses of PCA which we will see as we continue to learn this concept. Let's get to our point. Geometrical intuition. For explanation purpose, let's take a 2D dataset instead of 784. Let's say we have a dataset with two features f1 and f2. f1 represents blackness of hair and f2 represents the height. I know it doesn't make sense, but please bear with me, we can learn. This data is in 2-dimensional because we are having two features. As you can see, more data points are spread across feature f2 and f1. In this time, you want to know about one formula called variance. The variance is defined as the average of square differences from the mean. If we are forced to go from 2D to 1D, we can project these points on the feature f2 and simply say this is the 1D representation of the data. Since spread or variance is more on f2, this is simple, right? Let's take a slightly tricky data this time. As you can see, in such a case both f1 and f2 preserve the same spread or variance. If you choose either f1 or f2, there will be 50% of the information lost. In this case, what would you do? One idea is that we rotate the axis f1 and f2 as f1 dash and f2 dash respectively, where f1 dash perpendicular to f2 dash such that f1 dash has maximum spread than f2 dash. You may get clear response from that image. Let's see that image. As rotation, f1 dash and f2 dash are represents. In f1 dash, now we can drop f2 dash and project axis data points completely onto f1. Our objective is achieved now, that is going from 2 dimensions to 1 dimension. This is what essentially PCA does. It tries to find the right direction in which we can preserve more information about the data and dropping unnecessary dimensions. Now we will see the mathematics behind this great idea. Mathematical objective function of PCA. Notations and prerequisite formulas. We will represent f1 dash, that is the maximum variance axis, as u1, as most of the explanations take this. So I can take this, I can choose this. So we want to find the unit vector u1, that is mod u1 is equal to 1, which preserves maximum variance. Projection of xi on u1 is equal to u1 cap t dot xi. This is what we want to find out in this problem. We assume the data is column standardized, which means mean is equal to 0 and standard deviation is equal to 1. Coming to the mathematical equation, formula for variance is sigma square is equal to summation into x minus nu whole square by n. As earlier my friend discussed about the eigenvalues and eigenvectors, we can end with that. So we go to the code part. As coding, manual implementations, importing some useful libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplot. As you know, whatever you know, you can understand. you may import some of the libraries, which is very helpful for our datasets. As I have my dataset print d.shape, print 1.shape. As you can, there are 784 dimensions. Each represents a pixel in the image. Let's see how an image look like in this dataset. You can see the blurriness and the circle of the image you see here. As like for every concept there are some limitations. In this concept also we have some limitations on PCA. Some of the failure cases are there and we can discuss that. PCA is focused on finding orthogonal projections of the dataset that contains the highest variance possible in order to find hidden linear correlations between variables of the dataset. You see, but if your features are not linear, say they are spiral or other shapes, then PCA is not your best choice. If your dataset follow a nice structure like sine wave, if you project them onto even, we are losing that important information about the structure, which may be useful in machine learning tasks like future engineering. Some of the other uses of PCA: reduce size. When we have too much data and we are going to use process intensive algorithms like random forest, XGBoost on the data, so we need to get rid of redundancy. A different perspective. Sometimes a change of perspective matters more than reduction. You see that the chair, as you see that image, the chair have different shapes on different dimensions. You are seeing from one dimension to one dimension. You can change the image picture and the size and shapes also changes. If you find any mistakes in my blog, please feel to discuss in the comment box. Thank you.
Friends, my name is Sai Kiran. Let us discussing some points about PCA.
PCA means Principal Component Analysis. In machine learning, the problems that are often involve tens of thousands of features for each training instance. This can be a problem as it makes our training extremely slow and prone to overfitting. This problem is commonly referred to as the curse of dimensionality. Because of issues associated with curse of dimensionality, it is necessary to reduce the number of features dimensions considerably to help increase our model's performance and enable us to arrive at an optimal solution for our machine learning model. Some of our data points may be completely meaningless. It explaining our desired target variable. As such, we may prefer to drop them from our analysis. Moreover, it is often that two data points may be highly correlated with each other. Therefore, by merging them into a single data point, you would not lose much information. The main idea of principal component analysis is to reduce dimensionality of a dataset consisting of many variables correlated with each other, either heavily or lightly, while retaining the variation present in the dataset up to the maximum extent. The same is done by transforming the variables to a new set of variables, which are known as the principal components for simply, and are orthogonal order such that retention of variation present in the original variables decreases as we move down in the order. So in this way, the first principal component retains maximum variation that was present in the original components. Some terms to know dimensionality. It is the number of random variables in a dataset or simply the number of features, or rather, more simply, the number of columns present in our dataset. Correlation. It shows how strongly two variables are related to each other. The value of the same ranges for -1 to +1. Positive indicates that when one variable increases, the other increases as well, while negative indicates the other increases the former. Eigenvectors. It is an eigenvector of square matrix A if AV is a scalar multiple of V, or simply AV is equal to lambda V. Here V is the eigenvector and lambda is the eigenvalue associated with it. The covariance matrix. The matrix consists of the covariance between the pairs of variables. Then the ijth element is covariance between ith and jth variable. PCA explaining by step. First, step 1, we take that normalize the data. X is equal to x minus mean by standard deviation. Step 2, calculate the covariance matrix. Step 3, calculate the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Choosing components and forming a future vector. We ordered the eigenvalues from largest to smallest so that it gives us the components in order significance. And if we have a dataset with n variables, then we have your corresponding n eigenvalues and eigenvectors. It turns out that a eigenvector corresponding to the highest eigenvalue is the principal component of the dataset, and it is our call as to how many eigenvalues we choose to proceed our analysis with. To reduce the dimensions, we choose the first p eigenvalues and ignore the rest. We do lose out some information in this process, but if the eigenvalues are small, we do not lose much. Fifth, recasting data along principal component axis. In a last step, we need to transform our samples onto the new subspace by reorienting data from the original axis to the ones that are now represented by the principal components. PCA in nutshell. Applications of PCA: image processing, speech recognition, recommended action engines, text processing. Thank you.